panicked. I think like my hands start sweating. Wow, I think I want to go say hi. Who's your face? Like, bye, I don't care about you. I mean, he was Czech. Hello YouTubers, and welcome to a new video of Arepas for dinner. So in today's video is actually story time. I've been quite binging videos of story time over YouTube, and I said, well, I have quite my own stories, so I can just do a video about them, right? That's what this is about. This is the story of how I met my husband. So my husband, as you can see, is not here with me today. His name is Jan. He's from the Czech Republic, and he's super outgoing, but at the same time, he's super camera shy. So if you ever see him in any of my vlogs, be thankful, because literally that's me begging him to be in my vlogs. So maybe in the future, he's gonna be a little bit less camera shy and we can do this together. But for now, I just have his permission. We both greenlight this project and we're gonna tell the story, or I'm gonna tell the story of how we met. If you haven't noticed, I'm definitely not Czech. No, my name is Andrea if you don't know me, and I'm actually from Caracas, Venezuela, and I'm married to my husband Jan, who's from Prague, Czech Republic. And this is the story of how this marriage happened. Enough with the introductions, let's start with the video. Since this video is a story time, you have two options. One is go grab some snacks, go grab a drink and just watch. And the second one is what I do with my story times, is just, go fold laundry and use this video as if it was your radio, and I hope you really enjoy. So let's start with the beginning. So it was the year 2014. I was living in Valencia, Spain, where I studied for 3 years. My now husband Jan was Erasmus student in Valencia, Spain. If you don't know what Erasmus is this exchange program in between universities inside of the European Union. He was an Erasmus student in Valencia when I was living there, and it was my last year. And it all started because a good friend of mine had a goodbye party in Turia in Valencia. Turia is the river, but it's actually not a river, it's a park. It's like the Valencian Central Park. So yeah, this friend was having that party, but we were during exams. So none of my friends from university wanted to come with me. I was as well on exams, but I knew I was going to pass that exam. I had been studying very hard. I didn't want this friend to leave Valencia without me saying goodbye to him. So I pretty much had nobody to go with to the party, but I was definitely not gonna miss the party. Honestly, I have to admit that I started hanging with Erasmus half the second year and the entire third year when I was living in Valencia. And for a very simple reason, they were lots of fun to hang with. They were always doing parties, they were always doing events, they were always going to the beach, they always had something to do. When my Valencian friends, which I loved and adore completely, of course, were more, laid back, they were living with their families, they were living a normal life. I was not living with my family, so I was lacking a bit of this, community sense of every Sunday doing like a dinner party in somebody's house and all that thing. I needed it. So the Erasmus had that, but remember that the Erasmus were there only for like 1 year or even less. So they were partying like way too much. So I did party with them, but I didn't party like them. So my best friend and I, we were partying with the Erasmus all the time. So we were going to a lot of like goodbye parties all the time because, every like 6 months, the Erasmus were changing and a new group was coming and a new group was leaving. So my friend missing this party was not insane. Me going to this party was not insane either. So I decided to go. It was a party in the river. It was very informal. And once I got there was this guy that I kind of was hanging with. We were not like together, but we went to a couple of dates together and whatever. And I asked him if he was going to go to this party, and he said he was not. And I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go alone. And when I went there, he was there. So it was quite weird. He was talking with another girls, which didn't really matter, but I thought we were kind of dating, whatever. The thing is, I was there in the river party in El Turia. I was feeling quite lonely. Like, my friend, the one who was leaving, was the entire, the most important person in the event, so he couldn't be like talking to me all the time. And then it was like this guy that was just making everything awkward for everybody, or at least for me. And I was just there kind of like standing alone and regretting going to the event. And a lot of my other Erasmus friends were not there because this guy was like from another group that sometimes I hang with, but he was like my very good friend, so it was kind of hard not to go to his goodbye party. The thing is, whatever, I was there in the river being kind of like,
I think I'm gonna go home kind of thing.
it was by then, I think, like midnight. If you don't know how you party in Valencia, it's very weird. It's the same pretty much everywhere in Spain. You don't start the party until like 11 p.m., which is super odd, but remember that people work until 8 p.m., so you have to like work or go to school or whatever until 8 p.m. Then you go home, you take a shower, you have dinner like at 10 p.m. And once that's over is when you go partying. So yeah, it was around midnight and I was like, okay, I'm going to call it a night. That's it. I'm going to go home. And then I saw Jan. Jan was arriving with another friend of him. They were both very similar. They were both very tall, very blonde. And the moment they came to the river, I was about to go. I was literally just like finding chance to say goodbye. I saw them and I was like, wow, I think I want to go say hi. Literally immediately, like it was completely cheerleader effect. There were like two of them, blonde, and blonde is my type if you don't know my type. So yeah, so I went to them and I was like introducing myself, kind of like I'm pretty outgoing, like not really, I'm kind of shy, but sometimes I have these like outgoing moments. So I became like filled with like liquid courage or something, and I went there all outgoing and I was just introducing myself to them. I remember I was with a Greek friend by then, a girl as well. We were all talking. I remember these two guys, you know, Jan and his friend, they were so tall that I remember I had to like stand in a bench in order to like speak to them face to face, because I'm mini, I'm 160 and I think that's like 5'4" or 5'5", is pretty tiny, and he's like almost 2 meter high, and his friend as well, and that's like 6'6". So yeah, huge gap there, almost like 1 foot. So yeah, I was speaking with them there in bench, and then it was time to go to the club. And I said, where you guys are gonna go? And they decided that they wanted to go to, okay, there's this amazing club in La Ciudad de las Artes in Valencia that is pretty much like super futuristic thing where you can like, I don't know, it has like palm trees. It's amazing. I'm going to put a photo anywhere here so you can see it. So there was a party there. You know, part of the people wanted to go to Mia. I didn't love Mia. I have to be honest. I didn't like the music they play. It was like super commercial. I've never been like a super commercial girl. Reggaeton and that type of thing. And now I'm more into reggaeton than I was back then. Jan and his friend said that they were going to go to Mia. So I was like, okay, I want to go to Mia. Everybody else were going to go to High Cube, which was a club by the beach, and I was kind of envy. I wanted to go to High Cube, but at the same time, the guy that I was kind of hanging with before was going, so it was kind of weird, and I really wanted to go whatever, like Jan was going, because I like him. So we decided to go to Mia. I went with his group, but then Jan and his friend got lost. Like I couldn't find them, and I was already like in the line to Mia. Jan didn't have a phone back then because he was like a very hippie Erasmus. His phone got stolen, I think, like the first week he moved to Valencia, and he decided to never buy a new phone. So he was literally like the hippiest person ever. Once inside of Mia, again, I wanted to leave because it was already like 2 a.m. maybe. Parties in Valencia last until like 6 a.m. So, you know, hang with me. It's not like we're completely insane. It's Spain. They party late. They end up late. It's just how they do it. And suddenly, just before I was like hitting for the door, and then I saw them. And, you know, Jan was like, hey, I found you. Like, we jumped the fence because we didn't want to pay 10 euros of the fee of the entrance. What? I mean, I like you, but that's kind of like, it was not cool for me. Okay, I was like a very correct person. That was not cool for me. But, you know, I had drank a little bit, so I ignored it. I was like, yeah, cool, doesn't matter. And I remember I was talking with Bernardo. Jan went like away and I was talking with him. And then Jan got kind of like envious because, you know, I had the cheerleader effect of like, they're both so good looking. But then we ended up like, Jan came back, we ended up like talking the entire night in the club, just like dancing, hanging, drinking shots, you know, enjoying. And then by the end of the night, like he decided to like go in the pools of Mia, of the La Ciudad de las Artes, that is these like mirrors of water. He decided to go swim there for some weird reason. And because I had been like drinking some, I found it so hilarious. So it was just like, oh, fun. After that, I mean, this party went on until like 6 a.m. It was like a huge party. Like whatever night ended up being an amazing night. So we ended up by the beach, La Malvarrosa. So we went out of that club, Mia, and we started walking by the beach. The thing is, you know, I had this like very party dress, high heels in the hand, walking by the beach. We were not the only ones, and I'm gonna prove that because we were walking and he encountered some of his Erasmus friends that were not my Erasmus friends, because the Erasmus community in Valencia is huge. So he had different friends that I had. In fact, he was not even supposed to be in that goodbye party in the Turia because he didn't even know the guy who was like leaving. So it was all very random. So yeah, we were in the beach. He encountered these friends, so he decided to go swim in the beach. The friends were like skinny dipping there. I think he also went skinny dipping. I don't know. I didn't. I stayed by the beach and I was just like, kind of laughing. And then they went out. Everybody kind of like stayed there. People started leaving. We were just like sitting in the beach. I kind of like fell asleep there in the beach. We were like talking. But the thing is that maybe I fell asleep like at 6 a.m. and by like 8 a.m. I woke up there. All in panic. There were already like families kind of arriving to the beach. I was still dressed like for parties, and this was not me, okay? This was like a normal Erasmus thing to do. This was not an Andrea's normal thing to do. So I kind of panicked, I woke up. I still had like the high heels and everything, and I just like looked at him. I was like, hi, and he was like, oh, we fell asleep. And I was like, yeah, okay, bye. I literally just like caught the entire thing. I was just like, I can't do this right now. So I just took a tramway and I was like, I'm never gonna see this guy again in my life. Like, that's it. It's like, it was pretty, but nothing happened. We didn't kiss or anything. We were just like talking. It was just chill. I went back home. I was like, that's it. I'm never going to see this guy again. I mean, it was fun. It was nice, but that's it. Yeah. Okay. That was a Saturday, Sunday came, whatever. I had the exam I had to do. It was like on Tuesday or something. And then it was San Juan. If you don't know what San Juan is the most amazing beach party ever in the world. Is pretty much, they call it hogueras. It's pretty much they make like fires all over the beach and you just like drink and dance around the fire, and it's amazing. I think I never did a San Juan in Valencia, and that was my last year in Valencia, and I was like, I have to go to San Juan. By then, I just graduated. I went to my last exam, I got my last grade, and I passed. And you know who did pass as well? Nobody. Literally nobody. So nobody from my classmates could join me in San Juan because they all had to go to recuperation exams, or I don't know, like second calls. So I was like, I want to go to San Juan. I don't have whom to go with. And it was pretty weird to just write to Jan. By then, a week has passed. I keep thinking about this guy that I was like talking with in the beach for so long. And I was kind of like thinking, gosh, I really like this guy, but I was leaving. I was leaving like in a week to Venezuela to never come back. Like, I decided then to go to San Juan. I didn't want to go alone. You definitely cannot go to San Juan alone. And most of my Erasmus friends were already gone, or they were not going, or they didn't even know what San Juan was. I wrote back to that guy that I was kind of dating, that he was with other girls in that party that I met Jan. Yeah. I really wanted to meet Jan again, but I didn't want to write him and seem like a desperate girl or something. So I did something like very evil or whatever. I just wrote to this guy that I literally thought he was an idiot after seeing him in that party, like flirting with other girls. But anyways, I wrote him and I told him like, hey, I know we are not in the best place right now because of whatever. Like, it was weird in that party in Turia week before. But I would really like to go with you guys to San Juan to say goodbye to everything. I didn't give a fuck about the guy. It was like, who's your face? Like, bye, I don't care about you. But I knew Jan was gonna be there, and I kind of used this guy for a bit. Sorry, I was a bad person. He was a bad person. Everybody was a bad person. Okay, it was fine. Thing is, I went to San Juan. I was drinking by the fire. I just graduated. I remember then that I found some friends by the beach. I don't remember if Gerard was there or his girlfriend, but I met some people there. And when I went back to the campfire, guess who was there? Jan, yes. I drank like half a bottle of gin by myself. I graduated. I was, going all out, all crazy. Yeah, this is, that's it. I'm ready to rock the world. He was sitting in the sand, and I literally like push him in the floor in the middle of everybody. He was surprised. Everybody was surprised. I was too drunk to care. So yeah, that was our first kiss. Oh my God. So yeah, after that night, it was like fine, the bonfire, the everything. And then we kept chatting. He had Messenger. He didn't have a phone, but he had a computer at home. So we kept talking. I was about to leave Spain like in about a week or a week and a half. It was like coming to an end. And I remember we went together and we see each other again like for a couple of like nights in the middle of the week, now with my best friend Maria there as well. So it was not just me being crazy, but I had like some crazy support. After that, it comes to like the last party with him, to say it that way, because until now it had all been parties. Like we haven't had a date. It was like, I saw you in a party, I see you in another party, let's meet in this party. Pretty much that was it. Anyway, I was leaving in a week. Like honestly, I really liked the guy, but I was like, yeah, I just want to like have fun, go party and just like enjoy life and not be planning our marriage. Like, come on. It was my goodbye party. So in my goodbye party, I think we went to High Cube, the club that I told you was in the beach. All my very good friends from the dorms were there, and my friends from the university too. It was great, but Jan was not arriving, and I started to get nervous. Then he finally came, but as well, another friend of him was leaving the same day, a friend that I'm not going to disclaim her name, but I was kind of jealous of her because apparently, I was a bad person because I went and I kissed him in the beach without asking permission or without even knowing if he had a girlfriend. And apparently he had been dating with this girl. Not something super important, because when people were in Erasmus, they were not very clear about relationship status. It was more like, we're here to have fun kind of thing. But yeah, apparently I kissed him and this girl was there. She didn't care. She was like so cool. I feel so sorry. I was horrible. I'm sorry. But yeah, so this girl had her goodbye party the same day that I had my goodbye party, and he was kind of bouncing in between both, but I didn't like anymore that he was like hanging in the other party as well. Like, are you with her? Like, I'm very territorial. So yeah. I went to the High Cube and he couldn't come in. He couldn't find the door. And I was like, I'm leaving literally in 3 days. By then, I think that was a Friday and I was leaving by Monday, or that was a Thursday and I was leaving by Sunday. Something like that was it. If you don't see me now, you're going to be hungover tomorrow and I'm going to be packing the day after, and that's it. So I kind of panicked, and at the end, I found him. That party was over and I was like, okay, that's it. It was great. Let's go sleep. And he was like, no, I have some friends that are actually throwing another party. But I was like, it's 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. But it didn't matter. I was like, YOLO, I'm moving back home like in 3 days. I can do this, doesn't matter. So I went to the other party that was literally not a party. It was everybody in the, like, we just came back from the club, we're destroyed kind of thing. Everybody wanted to go to the beach, and instead of going home to sleep, it was just like, let's go to the beach right now after the party and let's just sleep in the beach. And that way we can enjoy the beach and we don't have to waste time at home. I was like, yeah, why not? I'm leaving. And I remember for me it worked because I was just wearing these like shorts and these like t-shirt that were like pretty shitty. Like I wasn't dressed like for a party. So it literally was fine to like swim in the ocean with it. And we were there just enjoying, just having fun. I was leaving the next day, I believe. And that was over. I went home, went to sleep. The day I was leaving, I didn't pretty much move the entire house until then. Like I was kind of doing the suitcases and everything, but I was super lazy. I had so many things extra to do. So he came and he was helping me, which I remember at that moment I started kind of like thinking about it, and I was like, this is so intense. This is so sweet of him. He's just here helping me pack everything. It was sweet. He helped me pack everything that day that I was leaving. Literally, I was leaving like at 3 p.m. and he was there like packing all day. And then I gave him like this big bag of like everything that was in my fridge that I couldn't take, and pretty much everything I couldn't take. I remember I gave him like Venezuelan food, like diablitos, harina pan, riqueza. Like I had all these Venezuelan things in the fridge that he just took, and like a can of beer and like 10 beers that I had in the fridge. And I remember he put me in the cab, he closed the door. I remember that very clearly because it was like this weird thing, I don't know you, I just party with you for like a week. It was fun, but like, and he just put me in the car, closed the door, and when he was supposed to say goodbye, he told me, see you. That became like a thing in between us. Like it was no goodbye, it was see you. But he didn't say it on purpose. It was just like, that was what he used to say to his friends when he knew he was going to see them again. But instead of telling me goodbye, he was never going to see me again in theory. And he just said, see you. So I left. I remember in the flight from Valencia to Madrid, I started thinking about it, and I was like, God, I really like this guy. Like, no. Why am I liking this guy? I'm leaving. I haven't really like liked or, potentially boyfriend like anybody in Valencia for like over a year. It was like, why this is happening now? Doesn't matter. I went to Venezuela. We were nothing. So we were chatting every day. And then I started joking with, you should come to Venezuela. If you have never been to Venezuela, probably you will never be for a while because it's super dangerous. Like, people don't go there because of tourism. It's beautiful, but it's dangerous, like Tijuana dangerous. Like, not even more than Tijuana. I think Caracas is the most dangerous city in the world, and we have more people killed than in a war. You can live there and you can work with that, but if you are like 2-meter tall, blonde guy from the Czech Republic, you don't go to Venezuela to jump around, okay? But I told him, I was kind of teasing him, and I was like, yeah, you can come if you want to come. Yeah, I want to go. Okay, come. Then okay. He asked a friend to borrow $700. He borrowed that from a friend, and he told me I bought a flight ticket. I panicked. I think like my hands start sweating. I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I was talking with a friend in Venezuela, and I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I have to tell my parents. Wow. Okay, so I went to my mom, and I told them that this friend was going to come. He was an Erasmus. They told me, is he really a friend? He's not a boyfriend, Andrea. We don't want, and I was like, no, he's a friend. Which, I mean, he was. It was not like he was my boyfriend. It's just like, I mean, he already bought the ticket. I couldn't, if my parents didn't want him there was nothing I could do. He already had the ticket. He was coming. So he came. It was great. We took him to the jungle. We went to Margarita with some friends, and it really hit me. I actually like this guy. And honestly, I've dated guys that literally would leave 20 minutes from me and they couldn't move their ass off the couch to come see me. And this guy who was living in Spain, who was broke ass, took a plane to see me in Venezuela. So, that puts something in perspective in my mind. Like, this guy's different. He spent there 10 days or something. It was great. My family loved him. My friends like him. It was great. So we started this online relationship that lasted a very long time. But yeah, that was pretty much how it happened. And I'm so blessed. Everything happened not according to the plan, and I'm so happy for that. Literally, I don't know how he found me or I found him. I don't know how I found my other person, my soulmate, the person I was meant to be with, because I mean, he was Czech. How in the world would I was gonna think that my half orange, how we call it, or my soulmate was gonna be from the Czech Republic? But he was, and this is how it happened. So guys, this is the first part of the video. If you want a second part of what happened next, let me know down in the comments or go to my social media. I'm going to leave it here so you can go and you can let me know that you want a second part. If you have any questions on how this happened, if you want me to maybe give you tips on online relationships, why I knew he was the one, how I figured out, or any of those things, just let me know down in the comments. Follow me on social media so you know more about this relationship, how it happened, where is it going, where are we going now, what stage in this marriage we are. We're about to be 3 months married. 3 months? Oh my God, no, 3 years. And yeah, it works. International relationships work, Erasmus relationships work, and yes, you can meet somebody drinking in a bar, on this case, drinking in a park, and actually end up marrying them. So that was it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, for enjoying this talk with me, this story time. I hope you did all your laundry when watching this video. I hope you cook for your entire family or whatever you were doing, or I hope you were watching my face. I'm tired of talking. This was a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to give this video a big thumbs up, and stay tuned for new videos. I post every Tuesday and every Friday. Usually I do what's for dinner or food related videos, but I asked on social media, I asked on Instagram, and over 80 people voted. I'm very happy you all voted. It makes me feel so good. And over 80 people voted that you wanted this story to happen. I'm gonna put it here. So that's it. Okay, enough. Goodbye. Have a great day.